For a couple weeks, the entire footballing community knew for sure that Eberechi Eze was headed to North London this summer. Well, he still is. It's just not the side of North London everyone thought he'd be moving to. It seemed like the player was destined for a move to Spurs for the longest, but following a knee injury to Kai Havertz, Arsenal decided to step in and hijack the deal from their neighbouring rivals. And, well, they succeeded. Everything moved really quickly after Arsenal stepped into the race, and the Premier League runners-up went ahead to complete the signing of Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace for £60 million in no time. As far as the Premier League is concerned, this is easily one of the biggest deals of the summer, one that could have a huge impact this season. But is this really what Arsenal needs right now? Could this be the signing that completes the project? Why have they hijacked this deal from Spurs? Have Arsenal got their priorities wrong with this one? We'll be answering all those questions and more in this video. This is why Arsenal signed Eberechi Eze. First of all, it's pretty clear how good he is as a footballer. He is easily one of the best dribblers in the Premier League. Last season, he finished in the top 5 for most dribbles completed in the league, completing more dribbles than every other player in the Arsenal squad. Bukayo Saka is the only prolific dribbler in the Arsenal team right now, and he plays on the right. Having an even better dribbler on the left-hand side will bring a perfect balance to the team when they attack. Eze averages 2.34 successful take-ons per game, which ranks him in the 87th percentile when compared to other attacking midfielders in Europe. Yeah, that is certainly impressive. On top of that, Eze's also a very creative player. Last season, he was in the top 10 for most assists in the Premier League. Considering he was playing for a bottom-half club, that was very impressive. In fact, Saka is the only Arsenal player who provided more Premier League assists than Eze last season. Considering the Gunners have now signed a proper striker in Victor Gyökeres, it will certainly benefit them to have as many creative players as possible in the squad, so the Eze signing definitely makes sense. Also, looking at how versatile the 27-year-old is, this is a signing that could solve so many problems. He's primarily an attacking midfielder, and he could offer some real competition to Martin Ødegaard, who suffered a serious dip in form last season. Competition like that could definitely improve the levels of the captain, and the team will be much better for it. But Eze doesn't even have to displace Ødegaard. Against certain opponents, he could play alongside Ødegaard if Arteta decides to use 2 attacking midfielders with Zubimendi or Rice behind them. And guess what? Eze could also play as a left winger. So Arteta could persist with his current midfield shape and use Eze on the left-hand side of attack. Considering that is obviously the weakest side of Arsenal's attack, he could provide the solution needed on that wing. He could even play as a false 9, you know. With Havertz out for a few months, Arteta could use Eze or Merino in the centre-forward position to manage Gyökeres' minutes. He might not have the height, but one thing is for sure, Eze knows how to find the back of the net. He famously scored the most important goal in Crystal Palace's history, which saw them beat Manchester City to win the 2025 FA Cup, the first trophy in the club's entire history. Even in the league, he was in the top 5 for most Premier League goals among midfielders last season. And it's not hard to see how he gets goals from midfield. He loves to attempt shots on goal. He averaged 3.45 shots per game last season, which ranks him in the 91st percentile when compared to other attacking midfielders in Europe. Eze has incredible shot power and is known to score all types of goals. Outside the box golazzos, solo goals, tap-ins, acrobatic finishes, free kicks, name them. He has it all in his locker. For an attacking midfielder, that is definitely more than enough. With Havertz out for a few months, it's definitely wise that Arsenal are bringing in an extra goal scorer. Basically, this is a player that makes things happen. He has the ability and the quality to decide games all by himself, whether it's by scoring, creating chances, taking on players, or drawing fouls. He's just always doing something. This is a guy who averaged 4.6 shot-creating actions per 90 last season. For context, Jude Bellingham averaged 3.1 shot-creating actions per 90 last season, while De Bruyne averaged 4.53 shot-creating actions per 90 in his last season in the Premier League. Yeah, that is just how good Eze is. And now that he's in a better team surrounded by better players, you can only expect him to get better. And of course, he already has the required experience. This is a London-born England international who's been playing Premier League football for 5 years now. He fully understands what the league is about, knows the opponents, the fans, and understands the culture. So you can expect him to hit the ground running at Arsenal. But there are 2 specific reasons why we think Eze is just perfect for Arsenal. Much more perfect than any other player they could have gone for. We'll talk about those reasons in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, take a second to go do that now so that you never miss out on our amazing content. Okay, now, here's why we think the British-Nigerian midfielder is a perfect fit for Arsenal. First of all, the Gunners have a system that will properly manage his weaknesses while simultaneously maximising his strengths. If you watch Eze, you'd know he's not exactly a player who likes to track back. His defensive numbers are not the best, and he's also pretty bad when it comes to winning aerial duels. But with the likes of Zubimendi, Rice, Norgard and Marino in the midfield, Eze won't even be needing to do any of the dirty work. He can just focus on making things work in the final third. I mean, Ødegaard is even worse than Eze when it comes to defensive contributions, but he was named Arsenal Player of the Year twice in a row. Also, Eze's deficiency in the air won't be noticed at all because Arsenal already has giants all round the pitch. And more often than not, he'll be the one sending the ball into the box for the rest to compete for in the air. Another one of his weaknesses is penalties. He's pretty decent at free kicks, but he is a bad penalty taker. But once again, that won't be a problem at all, because Arsenal have more than enough penalty takers. So Eze never even has to take one at the Emirates. Even if they find themselves in a penalty shootout in the Champions League, EFL Cup or FA Cup, Saka, Gyökeres, Ødegaard, Havertz and Rice will obviously be the first picks. So, you see, the existing system at Arsenal will manage Eze's weaknesses to the point where they aren't noticeable at all. So yeah, this is a really perfect fit. Another reason Eze is perfect for Arsenal is because this is the club that has his heart. It was clear that he was going to leave Palace this summer, but he kept delaying because he didn't really want to join Spurs. But when Arsenal came into the picture, he gave a big yes immediately. Why? Because this is his boyhood club. What many people don't know is that this is a homecoming for the player. Eze actually started his career at Arsenal, but he was released when he was just 13 years old. It was then that he moved to Fulham, then Reading, Millwall, QPR before then joining Crystal Palace. Now that the boy has become a man, he is more than excited to return to a club he loves so much. Don't be surprised if you see him kissing the badge after he scores his first goal for the club. And you know, when good players play for a club that they really love, the passion is always different. Generally, we strongly believe that this was a very good signing for Arsenal. Not only is he a good player, he seems to suit Arsenal just perfectly. We really don't see how this one could go wrong. He's good, versatile, in the prime of his career, is Premier League proven and can make things happen all on his own. But we now want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this signing? Is Eberechi Eze the player who will finally get Arsenal across the finish line, or do you think this will sort of be like a Jack Grealish to Man City move? How many goals and assists do you think that Eze will get in his first season at Arsenal? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so that you never miss out on new content. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Oh, you've asked for it and we've finally delivered. Relive the glory days with the most iconic designs in football history. Whether you're a fan of classic club colours or legendary international strips, we've got something to ignite your nostalgia. Perfect for match days, casual wear or adding to your collection. Shop the new retro range now at goal90.shop. Massive discounts await.